I let my neighbor take me on a date, and I'm gonna tell you guys how it went. So first, we've seen each other multiple times in multiple different community events, and he never really showed interest. My homegirl even thought he was gay. But since we live right next to each other, it's like proximity type of thing. So we were like, we always talk to each other and stuff like that, and we were getting to know each other, you know, as a community. I like making friends in my community. So there's this one event, and everybody's at the pool. So I go put my bikini on. Mind you, I talked to him before I put my bikini on. But I go home and I put my bikini on. And then that's when he was just like, basically saying that he wanted to take me out, show me this spot. And I was like, oh, like a date? And he was just like, yeah, I guess so. And I was like, okay, that's weird because I didn't think you were interested in me. And so he's like, oh, what made you think that? And I'm just like, because like we've seen each other many times, and you've never really showed interest. So as the day's coming towards the planned date, he actually texted me and was just like, oh, I know that you have like dietary restrictions. And I was like, yeah. So he basically called around to find a place where we could both eat. So he found a spot, and he like, I was like, wow, he actually like took time to like, you know, that's a green flag. You know, the first red flag was him not asking me out until he seen me in a bikini. But, you know, green flag. He called around to, you know, see where we can both enjoy, like a place where we can both enjoy. And then when he found the spot, I was like, do you want to meet me there? Or since, you know, we live right next to each other, you want to just ride together? He was like, oh, you could ride with me and save gas. Okay, another green flag. So I tell him to meet me by the staircase. I'm thinking he's gonna like drive his car and pick me up like how my homegirl does that lives in the same neighborhood. She usually drives her car to the staircase, and I got hop in the car. So I thought that's what he was gonna do. The time comes where he's gonna pick me up, and so I'm waiting for him. He tells me he's gonna be 10 minutes, so I just make a couple videos while I'm waiting because I'm already outside. I thought he would have, you know, been there on point, but you know, he said between this time, he showed up between that time. He was walking, so he walked over to the staircase. So I was like, that's fine. So I ended up walking towards his car. I was like, you know, you could have just said meet me on this side, so we could have. But yeah, anyway, so he didn't open the door. Okay, that's kind of, you know, not many people do that. Like, that's princess treatment. But I'm a princess, so I'm thinking, okay, whatever. I open my own door and I get in. Car's super clean, smells really good. Like, he just got his car detailed. I don't know if he just got it detailed because I was getting in the car, but green flag. And then he drives all the way there. Green flag. We get there. The place is really nice. Another green flag. And they actually have a vegan option, so I'm like, wow, but it was out of stock, so whatever. But when we sat down to order, he basically said, get whatever you want. And I was just like, oh, green flag. I'm like, I'm getting the whole menu. You know, I didn't get the whole menu, but I was like, yeah, I'm getting the whole menu. So that was a green flag. And then afterwards, like after we were done eating, he was like, are your shoes comfortable? And mind you, I'm wearing heels, so I'm just like, no, they're not comfortable. I'm glad I didn't wear my red bottoms though. I just wore these because I knew we were going towards the beaches. So he was just like, oh, okay. I was like, well, if you like, because he said I wanted to, you know, take you to this place and we were going to walk around. And I was like, oh, well, there's stores here on the beach that I could just get sandals. And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, we could just go to one of the stores and get sandals. So we go into the store to get the sandals, and I get the cheapest ones, really, because like all of them were like $40. I got the ones on sale for like $16, whatever. But he watched me pay for it, so I was just like, that was just my ick right there. Since I came from a relationship where I did everything and paid for everything, it was just like immediately when a man sees you open your purse around him, it just is a real ick, a red flag for me, and that kind of just turned me off. Like, okay, we're friends. So after that, I was just like kind of just treating him like a friend. Like, he was asking me like questions and stuff like that, and I was just like on a friend vibe, because my man, my future man, he's not gonna let me open my purse, especially for some $16 shoes, to hang out with you, to walk around and hang out with you. But other than that, like, the date went very well, and that was just my only type of like red flag, really. Like, I mean, there was like he also, like, when we were walking, he made sure that I was on the inside and he was on the outside. That was a green flag. That was a very gentleman behavior. But everywhere we were going, I was getting so many compliments. He was just like, oh my gosh, like, that's so, like, this is the 5th person that's came up to you and just told you how beautiful you are. So in my head, I'm thinking, like, damn, everybody in the world can see how, like, that I'm a princess, but I'm not getting the princess treatment. Like, I'm the type of woman, I want flowers, I want you to, I want all the romance, I want to be taken care of, I want, like, a manly man. I don't know, I just want, I don't know, and it just wasn't really giving that. But he's cool as hell, don't get me wrong. I would love to hang out with I wanted to hang out with me again, and so I wouldn't mind hanging out with him again, but I would definitely make sure to tell him, like, as friends, yeah, we can hang out as friends. And just like when you know what you want, it's just like, I told he's definitely the type of person that if I feel like that if I would have asked him to do something, he would do it. But it was just like, my friend was just like, you don't have to ask a man to do something, he should already do it. And I'm just like, that's what my guy friend said. And I was like, you're right, it should already be in you, not on you. So, like, maybe I should have jokingly said, haha, you're not gonna open my door? Like, jokingly, my friend was like, no, you should not do that. And I was just like, damn, okay. But I was like, how is somebody gonna know, like, what to do and how to treat you if you don't, like, kind of, like, tell them or imply it? And he was just like, they're just supposed to know. And I was just like, okay. But I don't know, how do you guys feel about this whole situation? I just feel like I'm a princess and I deserve princess treatment, and that's what I want, and I'm not gonna settle. So it's like, I don't mind having friends. Oh, and I also forgot, since I was getting so many compliments, I was just like, hey, can you make a video? And he's like, yeah, that sunlight's looking so good on you. And then he's like, yeah, I'll take a video. So he was like, he took the video, and it came out really good. And I had asked him to hold my stuff for me, which was my purse and my shoes, and he held them all the way back to the car. So I also thought that was a green flag. Like, you're willing to hold my purse for me. Like, there's like a lot of green flags going on there, but there's also a few red ones. So it's just like, I'm kind of on the edge. That's why I want to know, like, what are your guys' thoughts on this situation?